Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So as promised, I'm gonna try to make a video every night about some topic relevant to you for your AP test. So for AP Micro tonight, we're gonna talk about taxation here. Taxation graph, it's gonna show up in some way, shape, or form here. So if you notice, what I've got here is I've got a tax on the suppliers here. It's gonna be a per unit tax on our suppliers. So I'm going to put some labels on here and then I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. So our original equilibrium point is right here. And I'm going to keep the numbers hopefully simple. So I'm going to say the quantity originally was 5. And I'm going to say the original price was, let's make it 5 as well. Now we're going to impose this tax and I'm going to label here. And I want you to tell me what the size of the tax is, or try to figure out what the size of the tax is. So I impose this tax, and now we get a new equilibrium point, and we're going to call this, let's call this quantity 4, and for simplicity's sake, we'll go 6. Okay? Now, how big is the tax that has been imposed here? Correct answer? I don't know. If you said 1, because we went from $5 to $6, you made a very common error. The distance between 5 and 6, or the equilibrium points, is not necessarily the size of your tax. The size of the tax is represented by the distance between our supply curves. Because remember, we're adding whatever the value of our tax is to each unit we produce. So here at the 4th unit, we're adding $2 or whatever it is. 5th unit, same thing. So here, I'll put in a one more label, and that will tell you how big this tax is. So I'm going to go like this, $4, and now, hopefully, you can see here, the tax is this distance right here, $2. And you'll notice it's $2 represents the distance between my supply curves at every single quantity. Because when I made 5 units before, it was $5. But now, when I make 5 units, it's going to be $7. Alright? So, a couple questions they're going to ask you on the test, and things they're going to make you do. I'm going to go through it kind of quick here. So, what you will see here, we're going to have a $2 tax. And what quantity are we going to produce now? Now we're making 2. This is our new equilibrium here. We're only going to produce 4 units. Well, ask yourself, if every unit there's a $2 tax on and you're making 4 of them, that would seem that your tax revenue would be 8. Now, can anybody find the area of tax revenue, which is $8? Pause it, take a second. Can you find it? Let's see. This is 4 here. This is 2 here. So your tax revenue is right there. You'll notice it is split down the middle by this dotted line here. So you get a top half. I was going to write top half, but then I decided not to. A top half here and a bottom half here. Do you remember what those are? Well, up here is the consumer tax burden, and the way you remember that is the corner of this here hits the demand curve, and down here is the producer tax burden, which hits your supply curve right there. And sometimes they'll ask you for the individual amounts here of those boxes, and you should be able to figure those out on your own there. These will vary based on the elasticities of the curve. Maybe I'll do another video later on about that, but we'll leave that alone for right now. Now if I adjust this a little bit here, what is this up here and this little triangle down here? Anybody? Well, this guy's going to be your new consumer surplus after the tax. This guy's going to be your producer surplus after the tax. And right here, well, what did that used to be before the tax? Oh, there goes my cat. This right here is deadweight loss, as it used to be part of consumer and producer surplus before we imposed our tax. Couple things to think about here. If you think, what was the original price before the tax? $5. Now the price after the tax that consumers have to pay is going to be $6. So this cost them, they went from paying $5 to now they pay $6. So it cost them $1. And then ask yourself, well, does the seller get to keep all 6 of that? No. He has to give up $2. So that's 4 here. How much did he used to get? How much before the tax did the seller get to keep? 5. So now he only gets to keep 4. He ended up paying $1. So that helps you see your consumer tax burden and your producer tax burden. Hopefully this jogs your memory a little bit. Let me know if you need any other help with your tax graphs, but this is a good start. Best of luck, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good evening. And remember, review night is this Thursday. All right, hope to see you there. Bye.